Hello, YouTube Pipers. I thought I'd come on for a few minutes and talk. I don't know that I have a whole lot to say, but it's kind of fun. I don't know if you've seen the short that I put up, but I adopted Hunter today. I signed all the paperwork. And that's him shaking his collar. And now I'm his owner, and he's part of the family. He's no longer foster. He's no longer an orphan. So anyway, I don't know that he saw much in it when I was talking to him about it, but we are a family now. It's windy outside, so it kind of bothers Hunter. At any rate, let me light up my pipe before I go any further. That adoption took place at Pet Helpers here on James Island, and they gave me a syringe full of some liquid that they said put on his back. That was for fleas, so I did that. And also they gave me this horse pill shaped almost the size of a brick and as hard as a brick, which I was supposed to give to him like it's a treat. Well, he didn't think it was much of a treat, so he wouldn't have anything to do with it. I crumbled it up and put it on his food, but if it tastes bad that he wouldn't take it as a tablet, then I don't know how he's going to eat it on his food, but we'll see. Might end up that I have to buy another one, but we'll see. Hold still while I try and light this thing. Carter Hall. That's what the label says. In my Bing's favorite. I realized it was the 1st of May. So what I did is I went straight to smoking pipes. And shame on me, another order I put in. I've been watching Redcoat's Return, and I saw one where he had a Peterson Sherlock Holmes, and I liked it. And though it'll be sitting on the shelf for a month, I still wanted it, and I had the money because the check came in. But anyway, it was a Peterson Sherlock Holmes Milverton P-Lip. I'm not sure if that's exactly the same one as he had, but it looked pretty close, and I thought that would be nice. And with it, you get a Sherlock Holmes pewter tamper. And I also picked up a box of C&D Briar Fox. Which is supposed to be a popular brand of tobacco that I've never heard of, but I'm a sucker for cartoons, and there was a cartoon on the label. And I bought a box of filters. Thank the good Lord I remembered that, because I'm tired of spitting tobacco. I think the stem on this one is long enough that tobacco didn't make it. What else was I going to say? I had something else on my mind. I asked my son if he would smoke a bowl with me, and he he was like me. He was a strong smoker until about 3 months ago when he started vaping, and now he can't even stand the smell of smoke. So he said no, he wouldn't. So there you go. So that kind of disappointed me. But anyway, we were talking one day after watching the Big Lebowski. I guess y'all have seen that. And I told him that when I passed away, I wanted to be cremated. And I didn't care what they put me in. They could put me in a coffee tin. But I wanted my ashes to be sprinkled on the top of the White Cliffs of Dover. So I would be home again. So now, since starting this smoking a pipe, I just realized that this Carter Hall, well, you can't call it a tin, you can call it a plastic, I guess. But that would be perfect for holding ashes. He was going to get a generic coffee tin and put me in that. Didn't matter to me. But now I think, or maybe find a large can of or tub of an aromatic so I can smell good whenever the wind whips me back into his face. You know, I can't think of anything else really to talk about. I did mean to mention Roy, who reads anything, and his wife, who sits in the background and laughs at things that he says. He has a very dry sense of humor, and I love dry sense of humor. So I don't know if you read books and are enthused by the booktube people, but I watch a lot of those, and he's one of the big ones that I watch. He doesn't post as much as he used to, but when he does, I definitely get in there and watch him. I enjoy his posts, and I also enjoy. Oh, I can't even find it now. Redcoat's Return. He's another one with a dry sense of humor, and I love a dry sense of humor. Everybody talks about the flavors they get in tobacco, and I don't know whether it's because I'm such a newbie, but I can't really determine flavors as it comes through the stem, but the aftertaste, I can't give a flavor for that either, but it's the aftertaste that I appreciate whenever I've smoked. But I don't have the taste buds to distinguish what is what. Now, if I find one of the YouTubers who can explain that, then I would appreciate it because I would like to be able to taste and be able to say what I'm tasting. But with Carter Hall, I like the aftertaste. It's kind of sweetish. I don't know how to explain that. But I do appreciate that. So that's one of the things I don't understand about pipe smoking. It's like art. I don't know anything about it, but I know what I like. I reckon that's about as much as I got to say today. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about my Uncle Clyde. I'm an only child. Whenever we came over, I was 4 years old or close. And I stayed with my grandmother a lot. And she had a son who was still at home. He was 9 and I was 4. And though I'm an only child, we grew up together, so he was the closest thing I had to a brother. Sadly, he's passed away many years ago, and I miss him. But he played some pretty wild tricks on me. I've written about a few of them in story form on a blog that I used to write in many years ago. It's still online. If anybody's interested, I'll be happy to give you the address, and you can check into that if you like, if you enjoy reading those things. But I think that's enough, because my pipe's gone out. I think I smoked it down to the ash. That was quick. I must not have put much tobacco in it. At any rate, I appreciate you listening. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I'll say God bless until the next